Hey Wanderers, it's Melissa with Wanderlust with Melissa and Brian. We are here today on the beautiful Ocean Cay Marine Reserve, the private island of MSC. We actually arrived here yesterday at 8 a.m. We had the entire day. We had to be back on board about 11:30, but they stayed right here in port. 8 a.m. they reopened the doors and we can enjoy it till 11:30 this morning before we sail away heading back to Port Canaveral. I feel like MSC has a very unique island experience because you stay here overnight. So the sun goes down, they light up the fires on the beach, they light up the lighthouse has a light show several times at night. And it's just a really fun vibe that you don't get many places because you get to stay here during the evening hours, which is, it was fun, and people were dancing on the beach and just really having a good time. Some of the excursions here on the island, they have wave runners you can rent. There's paddleboarding and kayaking and just enjoying the beach, and they have multiple beaches so you never feel crowded. They have a lagoon that's protected, so if you want really calm water, I got in there and the water was so nice, about 20 feet out, it dropped out to 8 to 10 feet of water, so you're really swimming. Great for snorkeling. They had places where you could climb up on platforms and jump off, and the kids were having a great time in the lagoon. And then you can get on beaches that are unprotected and you've got more of the waves going on, and so I tried that too. And you know, you have to be a good swimmer to be on that side of the ocean, but I did some snorkeling over there, and once you got off the beach, it was crystal clear waters. I didn't see a whole lot of sea life, but it was still just absolutely gorgeous. The color of the water is just unbelievable here in the Bahamas. I had pre-booked an excursion for us for stargazing on the beach with these huge telescopes at night here on Ocean Cay. Unfortunately, it's a weather permitting kind of excursion, and when we got off the ship to do it, there was clouds, and so you couldn't see any of the stars and constellations, so they had to cancel it. And I believe that happens a lot because, like I said, you can't control the weather. When we return, I'm absolutely still going to try the stargazing event because I love looking at the stars and constellations, and I think that would just be the coolest event because they have these massive telescopes that they put out on the beach. I've seen pictures of it, hadn't got to do it yet, but I think it would be really a cool experience.
I really like this island. I think that it's got a lot of room on it. I like that there's several beaches that you can experience. There's some close to the boat, as well as further away that can be a little less crowded. There's some great snorkeling involved. For that excursion, we were going to do the stargazing, but I really appreciated that they canceled it because there was clouds, rather than where you got charged for it anyway and couldn't see anything. I appreciate that they canceled that, so we'll get a refund on it because we wouldn't have been able to see anything.
I have loved our time here at Ocean Cay, and I think it's really a unique place that MSC has here. They try to keep it as natural as possible. They call it a marine reserve, and it's a beautiful place.
Now we have a little bit of time this morning, so I think we're probably going to go check out the lighthouse again, maybe wander around some, check out the shops. Let's go. A lot of interesting MSC merchandise here in the store. Seems unique to the island. There's a lot of things to do on the ship, and what we found is that a 4-day cruise, it's going to be hard to get it all in. There's so many activities we haven't even seen. I actually saw the ropes course, but we haven't had a chance to get up there. So if you find yourself on a 4-day cruise on the Meraviglia, you definitely need to find what the highlights are for what's important to you and do those. For us, some of those highlights are definitely things like
the amazing and unique shows in the Carousel Lounge, and of course the specialty dining.
For lunch, we're going to try to get into the Hola, Tacos and Cantina. Seems like it would be pretty good, and a good alternative maybe to the buffet. It is a specialty dining restaurant, so it will cost a little extra, but hopefully for lunch it shouldn't be too bad. So for lunch, the specialty dining restaurants, they tend to fill up real fast. You're going to have a reservation to get in there, and they're reservation only. So they also have one of the 3 main dining rooms open for lunch, but it's only open noon to 1. Literally 1 hour to get it in there. So we're about 15 minutes late. It's a no-go. So we're kind of stuck with a buffet. The buffet's been decent, but I wanted an alternative. So just something you should know.
So my favorite part of a cruise is the main dining room and the specialty restaurants and a few other things, but that's my favorite part. And on this cruise, getting into a reservation or into the main dining room for lunch or anything like that has been a huge issue. And that is something that should not be an issue. Because now we're stuck going to the buffet.
So when the only thing open is the buffet line is wild. Let's talk a little bit about the buffet. After 1 o'clock, when the 1 out of 3 main dining room restaurants closes for lunch, the only option you actually have outside of the specialty dining that you had to make a reservation for day 1 is going to be the buffet. So everybody's here, and it's completely covered up, and there's lines everywhere. And of course it's buffet food, right? So it's very, buffet. What's been the biggest disappointment, though, really, unfortunately, has been the pizza. Last time we sailed on MSC Seaside, the pizza was outstanding. We still claim it's the best pizza at sea. And the crust has been fantastic, but there's literally pizzas with nothing but sauce on it. I think that's literally just a tomato sauce pizza. And maybe that's a traditional thing, but that's not this market, right? This market wants toppings on their pizza, and that's not what's being served. In addition, there's a lot of other items on the menu on the buffet that they're not as good as you expect. Again, it's a buffet, kind of comes with the territory. So I think that's another reason that the regular restaurants should be open to give you more variety and to dissipate some of the crowd a little bit. So between the buffet crowds and the bar crowds and the staffing issues, not exactly what I was hoping for.
Nice fall. There's a lot of cool places. See what I did there? Anyway, there's a lot of folks here in the spa area. I'm not going to film any of that. I think we're going to take about a little bit of time to try to relax some. So maybe not a whole lot of 40 going on.
So we're now in the ice
ball.
ice bar. Ice ball, I guess, because it's round.
Fall.
Ice fall. So we just got out of the whirlpool, and so we're nice and warm. So now we're cooling it off. Check out this thing. Here's the ice in the. What are you thinking of thermal sweet so far?
It's got some highs, got some lows.
I like it.
Yeah, it's not bad. There's a couple of relaxing areas there with like the salt room. We may try that out if we dry off a little bit.
With our Aurea level, we can come in here and use them all we want, all the whole cruise. But there's been so much going on, and it's just a 4-day cruise. This is it's the last day, and it's our first day to get to use them. So we're trying to squeeze out everything we can.
Once again, we're back in Carousel Lounge, this time for Rock Circus. The last show was fantastic. I think this one has the same cast. We're really looking forward to it. This is definitely some of the best entertainment we found. So that was another great show. in the Carousel Lounge. The entertainment was really good. There's a tremendous amount of talent, a lot of acrobatics, a lot of fun. It was a great show. The feats of strength are just incredible. It's like how do they do that? It's a great show, and if you get a chance to see it, you definitely should. All right, now that we've finished that show, we are headed on to the Butcher's Cut for dinner. This is one of the specialty restaurants. This is the steakhouse on board MSC. I've heard good things about it. This is the menu for Butcher's Cut. For the dining experience, pretty much pick one in this box, or this box, or this box, then one of the entrees or steaks, then anything in the desserts. You can also kind of upgrade to one of the additional items out here for 50%. Butter. So we're seated right here on a beautiful table overlooking this kind of main alleyway with the dome, but it's kind of noisy. So I'm not sure how much audio is going to come through and how much recording we're going to do, but we're going to try. So we've placed our order. We did the prefix menu, right? So it's got kind of the dining plan, the dining experience here at Butcher's Cut. You pick one from a list of appetizers, one from the list of the entrees, and of course the desserts and so on. It's like $59 per person, so it's a pretty good deal. If you have certain status, of course, some are included, and then you can upgrade to different entrees. So we've got some on the way. Looking forward to it. I have the lobster chowder as an appetizer, and it is so good. It's got chunks of potato and real lobster in it. It's got a lot of good flavor. It's an excellent way to start a meal. I'm not sure I even want to share it, but I will.
So before we even made our reservations for Butcher's Cut, I had gone through all of the menus for all the specialty restaurants to decide what I wanted. Day one, I decided what I wanted. So when we get here, and I'm all excited for my bone marrow appetizer, they don't have it. And that was pretty disappointing because I love bone marrow and I don't get it enough. So I got the baked goat cheese blueberry tart for my appetizer. And easiest way to say this, I would not get it again. Or anything like it again. Because it's very bitter. And I like goat cheese, but it's got to be on something. And the blueberry definitely helps it, but it's just not really my thing. Now, Mom got the same thing as I, and her opinion is totally different. So go to her for the positive review.
All right. So as Isabella said, I also got the baked goat cheese tart. And I loved it because I could eat goat cheese anytime. And it's warm, and then they put some blueberry with a little blueberry syrup on top of it. So it's warm and blueberry, and the goat cheese tastes so good together. And then it's kind of a crispy, I don't know, almost like a phyllo dough tart that it's in. And it's crispy and warm and blueberries all mixed in, making a delicious appetizer. And I was really impressed as well with how big it was. I mean, it's a really nice portion. At the main dining room, the portions are small. This was huge. So I really enjoyed it, unlike Isabella over there.
My meal was delicious. I had the baked goat cheese, my appetizer, a beautiful filet that was cooked perfectly. And for dessert, I had a date cake that was warm and gooey with a scoop of banana ice cream on top, and it was delicious. Due to a few technical difficulties, we don't have all the footage from dinner, but let me tell you, it was fantastic.
So at Butcher's Cut, I had the lobster chowder, which was very good. I had a lot of chunks in it. It was excellent. And then whereas Melissa and Brennan had the filet, I got the New York strip, and it was good. It was a 14 ounce, and it was cooked just right. It was a very good piece of meat. Then I also had the jalapeno cream corn as my side. It was pretty good. It wasn't super spicy. And then for my dessert, I had the lava cake. So now we've had lava cake on like all the different cruise lines, and we can compare them. The outside was somewhat firm, and then the inside was all totally gooey, so it was very good. Oddly enough, though, it was also served with a banana ice cream, which was kind of weird with it. I was really expecting vanilla. But all in all, it was a great meal. We really, really enjoyed it as a family. We had a great table right there at the main thoroughfare. We got to watch the space show. It was a lot of fun. It was really an enjoyable meal and a great way to close out the cruise.
All right, so that's almost a wrap on our cruise on the MSC Meraviglia. It was a spring break cruise, so it's pretty crazy. Cruising with family is a different dynamic. We've got our two youngest with us. They're Isabella and Brendan are 17 and 20. So it made it a little different than when we're just the two of us sailing, but it was fun. It was family time. We did things we wouldn't normally do with the kids, and so it was nice to have them with us.
This is only our second time sailing on MSC. And there's a lot of things that we felt like MSC did a great job at. And there's some areas that I felt like could use some improvement. For example, we got a great deal on this room. This is a nice sized room. It's a suite. It's in the Aurea class. Has a massive balcony with our own whirlpool. Loved it. That was fantastic. They have a premium drink package, right? When I go to the bar and we order a drink, they can serve us more than one. This makes it real easy for me to bring an additional drink back to Melissa if she's still in the room. But at the same time, those same bars are often understaffed. It seemed like they didn't have enough folks actually serving drinks. So a lot of times there was a lengthy wait to actually get those drinks. Now, at the same time, the food has been great. We really have enjoyed the main dining room. Of course, the butcher's cut was phenomenal. And I felt like the food quality was very good. But on the flip side of that coin, the specialty restaurants are really a challenge to get into. As soon as you board the ship, you're going to want to book all your specialty dining right away. All of those reservations go real quick. And so what you'll find is that if I want to do something besides the buffet for lunch, for example, you may have a hard time, especially if you want to eat after about 1 p.m. For dinner, it's pretty much the same way. But we did really enjoy the main dining room. We thought there was a lot of great choices in there. And we were able to book a reservation in Butcher's Cut for tonight's dinner, which we really enjoyed. So we'll probably be sailing MSC again. We enjoyed it overall. It's certainly a great value for the money, and we'll be happy to give them another shot. Speaking of giving them another shot, we'd love for you to give us a shot. And if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, we would love for you to. And we've really enjoyed sharing our travels with you. So thank you, and we'll see you next time.
Our luggage is in the hallway. We are about to wrap it up and go to bed, and tomorrow morning we will hop in the car and drive 11 hours to get back home. Bye.